anything else, we know that nutrition is the key to health, right? And therefore, I suggest and I recommend that let's flood ourselves with a tsunami of nutrients. We'll start it with Miss Dolly Ridings with her testimonial. Dolly, take it away.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good morning, Philippines. Good afternoon, Australia, and good evening, Canada and USA. So today I'm going to share my amazing journey and testimony. In March 14, 2019, my husband passed away after battling with colon cancer. Chemotherapy and alternative treatment like hyperbaric and hyperthemia did not work. In February 2020, my son was diagnosed with multiple organ failure and airlifted to Alfred Hospital in Melbourne. He also had pancreatitis, cancer of the blood, and internal bleeding. He was in comatose and subjected to life support while at the hospital. In August 8, 2020, my son survived after various medical procedures and treatment. He was then discharged and transferred to Mildura-based hospital. In my excitement to finally see him, I met an accident in my road to the hospital. After the accident, I still managed to drive slowly to see him and to have an emergency checkup, making sure that I was okay. The result of the exam is unexpected. I have a big lumps on my left lungs, and the doctor suspected that I have cancer. I was given a prescription for pain, which is morphine, which I did not purchase. Instead, I started taking HEMOHIM. In August 10, 2020, that's the second day of taking HEMOHIM. I experienced itchiness all over my body, so I clean and change my bedding to eliminate bugs if there is any. But the itchiness still persisted, so I took hot shower, changed my clothes, did everything possible, but the itchiness won't go away. So Google's give me the results such as symptoms of underlying illness like lymphoma, multiple sclerosis, autoimmune disease, myeloma, and many more illnesses to elaborate. In August 13, 2020, fifth day of taking HEMOHIM, I had tonsillitis that never go away for nearly a year, but it blasted. There is a lot of blood and pus coming out due to the open wound in my throat is just too many fresh blood. So I did not give up. I never give up. Instead, I'm using HEMOHIM to gurgle. And to my surprise, the running blood turned sticky like gelatin and the red blood turned black. And the open wound in my throat was sealed. This was completely amazing. In September 7, 2020, I was referred to Alfred Hospital in Melbourne for more tests. So I flew from Mildura to Melbourne that day. Prior to my checkup, I observed that I can sleep better, detox 3 times a day, and the lymph nodes in my neck, which is as big as my tongue, shrunk. And that surprised to the doctors. They examined me closely but could not find the lymph nodes anymore. Thus, they recommended a biopsy to make sure. And when the result came out, I had stage 3 lung cancer. So in September 21, 2020, surgery was performed to remove my left lung to prevent the spread of cancer. I was religiously taking HEMOHIM every day. The night prior to my surgery, I took 2 sachets of HEMOHIM. Waking up from the surgery in the late afternoon, my doctors told me that they were amazed that despite just only 1 lung, my oxygen level was at 100%. So they did not give me oxygen at all. After 24 hours, I was moved to a normal room from the ICU that fast. I religiously taking HEMOHIM every day while I'm in the hospital, and my recovery was phenomenal. It was surprises the doctors again, and I was discharged after a week. The advice was to come back for a chemotherapy 1 month after my surgery. as they've seen 7 lymph nodes on my tubes during the surgery, but they did not remove it because they thought it will be removed by chemotherapy. Upon seeing my oncologist in Mildura, got a lot of series of discussion and argument, which happened to be the oncologist of my late husband. Researching on the effect of chemotherapy gave me knowledge and a lot of conviction to stay far away from chemo as much as possible and stick with my HEMOHIM natural treatment. I was pretty stubborn and firm to avoid chemotherapy. My argument was based on the fact that my husband died after 18 months of chemotherapy. Since I did not give in to the advice of my oncologist, he then referred me to another oncologist, which is friendlier and understanding. So despite everything, the result of my regular scan exam were good. They could not find any traces of cancer in my system. I suggested that my monthly scan should be reduced due to the dangerous radiation. And my new oncologist agreed and placed me to every 3 months scan exam. Today, it has been almost a year now after my surgery. I was able to prove to my oncologist that I can be cancer-free without chemotherapy. Thank you, Father God, for the HEMOHIM. As far as my son, the cancer of the blood is back to normal. His damaged spleen is back to 60% functionality. His kidney and other organs are back to normal. And he is now back to work. I am very thankful to a friend, Phoebe, who introduced me to HEMOHIM of Atomy. Above all, I am extremely thankful to God for granting me wisdom and showing me the way to health and financial freedom in the future to Atomy marketing plan. I am also thankful that God is using me now as an instrument to inspire sick people, especially with cancer. My son and I are also very thankful that both of us are okay and both of us are cancer-free. For lo and behold, I am the living testimony and a showcase of God's mercy, using HEMOHIM as a channel of blessing to complete my healing, and I will give back all the glory and honor and thanksgiving to our living God. Thanks, everyone.